All right, good evening, good evening. Hello, I'm Ronita with A Purposeful Point, and I teach painting in person and online. And today we are jumping in. I thought this was kind of fitting. I know summer, the first day of summer, I don't know if it's past or it's close or it's getting there. So I thought we could go to the beach with our painting if we can actually be there. Now, I've already talked about the colors, yellow, orange. I have a teal, or you can use blue. The beach, some people have white sandy beaches, whatever works best for you. I always encourage my painters to make it your own painting. If you want to go with my vibe and stick with my colors, you can. If you just want to do you, I encourage that and appreciate it. No problems. This here is a raw sienna. Yes, that's raw sienna. And if you don't have that, you can maybe use if you have a brown, lighten it up a little bit. Of course, we have black, the circle. You can freestyle. I just basically used this. I don't know what this is. It's a piece of wood that I got at the Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree is my favorite store to go get knickknacks, even if I don't know what they are or what they're for. Okay, we're gonna switch out over here. Um, Let me go through everything. I am painting on a 9 by 12. I have this paint. Let me see. This is a pad that I use that I grabbed off of Amazon. This is acrylic paper, meaning that it holds because acrylic is water-based, it holds the water a little bit better than the other ones. I guess you could use watercolor paper, but this is works best for me. I love it. I am using acrylic paint. Acrylic paint does stain and it dries fast. So as far as staining, enter with caution, I guess I should say. Um, I am using a craft, more of a craft paint. It's by Deco Art. Deco Arts to me are the better, um, I guess, craft paint. I like it. I won't say it's the better, but I like it. It's more fluid. Let me see what else can I say about that. Okay, my brushes. I am using I guess I could have got, this is a 1/2 inch brush, though it says 3 1/4, but it doesn't look very 3 1/4. But I like to use the larger brush for my larger areas. And then as I go down to get into my details, I like to go down to smaller brushes or even just a pointer brush if you need it for the details. So, okay, so I went over oh, and I'm okay if you come off of mute. Just remember, if you have a lot of background, it sounds bad for us. So go ahead and mute if you know you got a lot of background noise. You can freestyle your circle. It's not major, it's really up to you. But I am going to create my circle using this here. Now you can go ahead and create your circle however it works best for you. And yeah, that didn't work. Well, when I did my original, it was laying down. I was laying flat. So you can see what happens when it's not laying flat. All right. So, but again, this is fun art, not fine art. It's not going to be exact. This is abstract art. So just have at it. So I'm going to take and put a line through what I feel like is the center. And that is going to be, I'm going to try to do it the same way. It's my example. And this is my yellow or whatever color that you choose that you want whatever you envisioned. So I'm going to get that yellow. I'm going to bring that up. There's no right or wrong way to fill that in. I'm just going to go ahead and just do the whole half circle at the top. I'm going to go ahead and fill that in with my yellow. Now it's okay if everything is not like a solid opaque coverage, because some people feel like they have it has to be solid. We're not painting a wall, so it doesn't have to be solid and opaque. Um, okay. Sometimes the variations in the paint give it dimension, texture, a little bit of pizzazz. So don't be so caught up on complete coverage, making all of the layers even. As you can see, some of mine are a little bit lighter, some of them are a little bit darker, and that's okay. I don't know how big yeah, I'm not going to fix that. How big your circle is. I already have it filled in there. So now I'm going to add some orange. And you can, I'm going to bring that orange one line across. And then I'm going to bring it up the half circle. And again, if you have a different color you'd like, red looks good as well. If you prefer that, that's also an option. So I like that well, if your paint is still a little bit wet, the yellow, that's fine. I like that blending. Okay. It's okay. Mine's is dry because I'm on paper. It causes it to dry pretty fast. So I'm going to add a little more yellow just so I can blend in that line where my orange and my yellow meet. Just blend it in a little bit. So there's not like a really harsh line. Okay. Okay. Nice and gradient effect there. But I am going to put a little more. Hmm, uh, I want the orange to be a little bit darker in some more areas. Can see where I got really dark here. I don't know if I put red on there or not, but I'm going to stick with the orange. But I want it to be a little bit darker. I'm going to wait a minute or so because I want the paint to be dry because I don't want it to blend. I want it to almost like I'm putting a second layer. And that's the thing about it. If you want your painting, if you put the first coat on and you feel like it's too light or anything like that, and you want to make it darker, you can't just put that second coat on there immediately. You have to wait and let the first layer dry, and it doesn't have to be completely dry. And it's how heavy, how much pressure you're putting on your brush. If you're going to lightly, after you at least let the surface dry, if you want to lightly put a second layer on top, then it'll stay on top. But if you're putting pressure on your brush, all you're going to do is just reactivate it and, kind of smear things up. All right, we have someone joining a little bit late. And you guys paint with me? I don't mess around. We get started. I just like to be uh, conscious of people's time.
Sorry, I'm
Hey,
late.
welcome.
I get caught up in doing things and all of a sudden I look at the time.
Yeah, that happened to me the last time we had a class. I had got a text from one of the painters. She's like, "Hey, did I get it wrong? I'm not in." I was like, "Oh no, I forgot." It was Diane, but Diane's not here. She broke her hand or arm or something. It's like, oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm here now.
So put a big circle in the middle
Okay,
of my painting and painted half the circle yellow. And now I'm kind of blending in some orange.
okay.
So I am. Oh, look at that. You guys, you bought them out. Here's Eva. I don't know. Eva, jump in and catch up with us real quick. Hey, Eva.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I was just telling Dorothy I made a circle. I used something to make it, but I
Okay,
made a circle and painted half of the circle yellow. And now I'm blending in some orange to get my
I can get your colors. Okay,
yeah.
I'll catch up.
I know you will. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now I'm pretty sure, well, mine's is dry because, like I said, the paper it absorbs the moisture, so mine's dries pretty quick. But hopefully yours is dry enough to go ahead and put a second layer of the orange in some areas just to give it some variations to make it kind of a,
Orangey glow.
yeah, I like the different variations. So like it's not just kind of flat, but
Hmm.
almost like I won't say it's mountains, but just to
Clouds in the distance
yeah, almost
reflecting the light.
yeah. So there we have that, the different variations. Now I do want to go ahead and add my blue, my teal color, or you can switch to your blue if you don't have a teal color. And I'm going to bring that right up underneath, go down my, not not quite half. I say about a third, maybe, or a little bit less. You guys can see where I am with the blue, and that just depends on how far you want your water, the beachy part, how far you want your beach to come down. Mine's just gonna be like a little bit of a angle. I'm gonna fill that in. And this is a little bit darker. I have a lot of water in my brush, so it almost looks watercolory, how thin I have my blues kind of thin. And if yours is darker, you can mix some white in there to lighten it up. Or if you want it to stay where it is, that's fine too. But as you can see, mine's is kind of almost a watercolor effect. And it's just because I just have more water in my brush. When I switch colors from my orange, I wet the brush, rinse all the orange out. And then I always keep a paper towel to dab any excess water. Instead, I don't um, dab it as much just to still keep it a little bit wetter so that I can get in there and do that with that blue almost watercolor. And sometimes the watercolor I'll just take and dip my brush in water, don't dry it, and then kind of get a corner of the paint on my tray and make it really watery. That also helps me get the little watercolor effect. So now I want to add some blue in the top part. Again, if you're cool with the way it is, it's your painting, don't worry about it. And again, like I said, I still thin it out so they have the little watercolor effect. Okay, so we're just putting a little bit of blue at the top. So now I'm going to dive into my sandy, beachy area. And that's the bottom. And yes, if you're just joining, you see that my circle is crooked. Yes, it's crooked. So again, I talk about I like those variations. So especially with the sand, now it looks area lumps. The sand is kind of lumpy, so that's kind of perfect. So, and I am going to go ahead and put a little bit of white in there as well, just to lighten it up and kind of a gradient effect as well. So again, that kind of helps kind of give some, make it look like there's some sands at different levels. And again, it doesn't have to be opaque. I think I hear thunder outside. It's either that or my husband. Okay. Now I like the just trying some different now. When we started, we kind of did different things, textures, different styles, stuff like that. And pretty much just paint now, but I did think this was different, kind of neat to leave a lot of that negative space around there and then make the colors pop out, especially when you throw the black on there, really um, gives it a strong contrast. Okay, so now I do want to put a little bit of yellow. So I think I did something different on my original. I might have put yellow down here first, but let's just put some yellow on top and see how that makes out. Just light. And if it doesn't, just light. Well, because yellow's kind of transparent, even if you put it on top, but you have to make sure that it's kind of dry, that blue, because yellow and blue make green. And again, it's fine too if your waters have a green tint to it. But and that's what I like about that teal. It's kind of green. And so then when I put that yellow on top, it just still kind of gives the same effect. But put that on there. Doesn't have to be a lot, just a little bit. I set that. And hopefully, so kind of jump around, let this dry down here. Well, we start up here, let that dry while we go down here. And now it's time to jump up here and hope that that's dry enough for us to start adding some white in there. Okay. I want to add my white, or should I wait and just add add my black? That way I can give the yellow time to dry. I'll go ahead and at least put we'll put the sun, wherever you want to put that. Make it kind of round if you can. It's just a half circle. Mine's got a little bit wider, but that's okay. Oh, yeah. Hit that one on the nose. Now, normally I would go in and go ahead and hit those crashing waves, but just in case your yellow is still wet, we're just going to go ahead and jump into the trees. And I like this, the black silhouette of the trees. I'm going to start here, kind of in the corner here. I'm going to bring that first one up here, a little bit above the circle, but here, a little bit above the circle. And it's not going to be a straight line. I don't want to see any, I don't know of any palm trees that are all straight. So don't even try it with those straight trees up and down. Okay. Don't even try it. Then the second tree, that one is curved. It almost curves around the circle. So I don't want, okay. Let me put a little bit of more girth to that bottom of the tree. Not too wide, because we're going to put a little bit of a. So now I'm just using my regular 3¼ inch brush, which I can't believe this is like a 3/4, because this looks way bigger than, way smaller than a 3. It looks like a 1/2 inch brush, but that's what the number says on there. But again, it depends on the brush. These brushes I got years ago from the Dollar Tree. They used to make great brushes. I don't know about those brushes now. Now I have switched to and actually paid some money for some brushes, but these have um, done a great job for me, and they still are. So I am going to kind of a swipe, and you can just see how my brushes, the bristles have kind of separated and made a, I'm just kind of a swipe thing. And swipe, swipe, and it's giving me that look, because we're going to ready to do the same thing with these branches. I'll start at the top so that, let me get a branch here. Don't make the branches even. I was going to do one on the other side, and I can see you guys trying to make them even because you saw me do that. But this one's up here a little bit higher. And then down here, I don't want them to be even. We have to get outside of our box. When I paint with young people, they're amazing. They're so creative. They just go at it. They're not any boxes. They create. And then us as adults, we've been taught to stay in the line, make it uniform, make it this. And so, bam, what a struggle it is for us. So the same way that I kind of did that, I'm just going to do that for those, for these. Can you see? I'm just kind of just a swipe, and by the time I get to the end, the paint is a little bit thinner, so it gives that kind of a look. That one looks a little bit crazy, but this is abstract art. So one of the things that I tell my painters when we're in the studio, I have 2 rules. Rule number one, you're not allowed to judge anyone's painting. So if you're thinking something about my trees, rethink it. And my second rule is that you're not allowed to judge even your own painting until you start putting the finishing touches on it, okay? Okay. Now my new one's not looking quite like my original, but I'm getting the job done. Okay. Looks like a palm tree to me. Now I want to get these the lower, the shorter tree. Okay. Kind of put the branches there before I go in. Do the same thing with the with that. Right. So we're finished playing with our trees. And now I want to put some kind of like the waves are cresting in certain areas. And again, if you're where you are now and you're like, oh, I love it right here. You don't want to touch it, that's fine. I'm still using pretty much use my big brush for everything. Because, I didn't have a lot of detail in it. Um, so basic, I'm going to kind of dab and paint where the beach meets water. Like, oh, hmm. Just make sure you have all your black rinsed out of the brush. Mhm. Okay. And just gonna go across. And I'm dabbing, dabbing. And again, make sure that I don't want to see any straight lines all the way across where you dabbed all the way across. You guys are painting at home. So this is a perfect time to do something different, paint outside the lines, be a little loose about something, break the rules, break the rules. Nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to know that you broke the rules. So make sure I don't want to see any straight lines. Basically, I'm just dabbing the paint on there, making sure that each dab's touching the other dab, so it's almost like a line. But you can see I'm even bringing some up into the orange section. For me, I'm going to go back over my first one because I had black in my brush. Okay.
On your on the in the water there, you have like a green color, a yellowy green. How did you get that?
Where I painted yellow on top of my blue.
Okay,
Hmm.
thank you.
And that's one thing about not painting the whole page. Doesn't take long to paint a circle. Then I just find anything that's like a landscape. You can do just little things to really bring it out still. All right. So we're pretty much finished. We have a moment. We can do if anybody wants to show it, but I am going to go ahead and I was streaming to YouTube. I'm not going to say goodbye to my, my YouTube group.